Hey, my friend, this is Nestor Ninome from the MakeMoneyFromHomeDad.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about the broken promise of the network marketing industry. Okay, this is a little bit of more of a serious kind of topic, and I don't want to kind of, you know, talk bad about the network marketing industry. I mean, the network marketing industry is an awesome industry. I love it. It's the one industry that creates more six-figure earners in any other industry in the world. Okay, so it's great. It's a very great industry to be in, and if you're not in and you want to create financial freedom, then get yourself into the network marketing industry. But the what I'm talking about, the broken promise, is something that when I heard about the network marketing company or industry, and I went to one of these hotel meetings and also a couple of those home meetings, right? They always talk about this dream, right? They always talk about this dream about this being called a home-based business, right? And the reality is if you're in a network marketing company right now, I want you to take a good look and see if it truly is a home-based business, right? Or a true home business, because it is based on home, right? But just kind of start thinking about it, right? Those methods that are basically antiquated, of going out there into the real world, right? You have to step outside your home and go out there and talk to total strangers out on the street, right? And telling them, asking them things like, hey, you know what, you look like somebody who is in business or who is interested in creating more cash in their life, right? Right? Things like that, and then all of a sudden, getting shut down and shut down and shut down, right, from people, right? But my whole point is that you are going out there to talk to these people outside your home, right? Another one is doing these hotel meetings, right? Having to every night, maybe every Thursday night or every Tuesday night or every Saturday night or something, you have to go out there with your team and get involved in there. You're leaving your home, right? Most of the time, the only thing that you probably do from home are those three-way calls, right? Those dreaded three-way calls that basically you have to take all these breaths into to be able to just start dialing and start calling these prospects or these people or your family members right into and then having the other person online on the line, to be able to do that, right? All these methods, even though the principle behind them work, right? Because if you do it enough, it's gonna work. Most of the time, it doesn't feel like you're working from home, and that's what I'm talking about, the broken promise, because it doesn't feel like the promise that was given to you, and it's not bad, right? I mean, whoever did started this promise. I mean, it's not a false promise. It's just a broken promise. It's not a false promise. The promise of being able to, one day be financially free and have enough money to retire early, right? It's not. It's a good promise, and a lot of people have been doing it. Like I said, this industry has created multiple six figures, more six figures than anything else. But the reality is that 98% of the people who are coming in are not being able to get there, right? And the reason is because of these antiquated ways of doing, which are very, very difficult for people to do. All right. So what is the solution? So today, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about the solution, about a real solution, about a real way to be able to bring life into the promise that was given to us in the network marketing industry, right? Because I want to see more people out there living that promise, living that life, right? Because most of the time, what's going on is that even sometimes, and I've seen it, and I've heard also other top producers talking about this, about the living, preaching the life, right? The lifestyle, but living a nightmare, right? And what I want to talk to you about is because when I got started in the home based business, right, I started to do some of these antiquated techniques, right? I started to go out there. I started to go prospecting outside. I started to talking to total strangers. I started to do meetings. I was doing them in a library, right? I was starting to do library meetings, and the team was growing, but it was just taking so much time out of my life and also out of my family's life, right? I was finding myself every week getting busier and busier because the team was growing, I was finding myself having to be out there more. And then all of a sudden, this was happening is that because this is so hard to do, it's not really duplicatable, right? So what happened is that as my team was growing, they needed me more, right? They needed me to be more there. Now they started to ask me, hey, can you go with me to this one friend, only one person, right? To this one friend and talk to them, right? And can you go over here? Hey, can we start just holding one meeting a week just so you can teach us, right? So just so we can learn and we can interact, right? So now all of a sudden now I was doing 2, then 3 meetings a week, and then I was driving all over the place, right, and doing all these calls, and so and that was with a small small team. I mean, we're not talking about hundreds. I mean, we're talking about a small team. It started to become overwhelming with just a small amount of team. So I started to imagine. I was like, oh my gosh, man, I don't think I can do this. I don't even want to. I didn't even want to continue on to do this if it meant that it was just gonna get worse because it started to get worse. Because I was like, there's no way. There's no way. How am I gonna be able to do this stuff? Everybody wants my help, and I want to help everybody, but it's just too difficult. So I just kind of stopped doing that, and then went out there and found something better. And it just was a simple decision to just say I'm gonna stop doing everything and I'm gonna decide to go and do that, right? And what happened is that what I found was that systems were better, right? And most people who we were using these systems were getting very great results in a very quick amount of time, right? So systems was what I started to kind of know, and this is something that I learned back in the past when I was building my businesses, right? When I had my restaurant, I noticed that my systems never broke down, right? My systems of how to do certain things, but when I left stuff out of the system into just a person, it'll start breaking down because people have opinions, people get hurt, people have egos, right? And so this starts to people have doubts, right? They have doubts, they don't know how to do stuff, right? So I noticed that systems were the way to go. Okay, and so so that's kind of where I was. I was in a position. I was like, you know what? I love this industry. This industry is really good, right? I can see that. I can see many people in all these different companies, right? In all these different companies making money, right? So it works. And then I experienced my own little success, and I was like, it works. It's just it has to be a simpler way. How can we implement systems, right? So I found this system, and it was great. So the ways that we can bring life to the promise of the network marketing company, what I have found and have personally experienced was to be able to learn how to get your network marketing company and implement online techniques, right? Because online has to do everything with systems, right? Systems from websites, from this video that you're watching, from links that you can click on, to all these different types of systems that can also be automated and humanless, right? So that means that you're taking the human aspect out of it, and all of a sudden it works on its own, and you can start. All you gotta do is just create that traffic to that system. The system takes care of it all, captures those leads, and all of a sudden people, see more. They get automatically start to, you start to to contact them, and then they start to buy, right? And all of a sudden you start to see uh, notifications, income notifications on your email saying that you got people into your network marketing company. So that's the way to do it. All right. There's different things. There's different tools, right? You always want to use tools because tools are systems, right? So what I want to do right now is that I kind of talked a little bit about the promise, right? And what was wrong with the industry and how we can fix it, right, through systems and through the online world. And so what I want to do now is actually show you this system, okay? And this system was actually created what by one of the top earners in many companies, okay? He was a top earner, I believe, like in about 4 to 5 companies, okay? And he has become my mentor in life and in business, and I want to share this with you. And what happens is that uh, what I'm going to share with you is this video that is going to be talking about this system, and it's going to be talking about this person that you're gonna be able to meet in a little bit. And these videos are gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about, so we can fulfill this promise, and that way you can start living the life that you actually wanted to live and got excited about when you just got started, because that's what I want you to do, right? I want you to imagine again. I want you to for your spirits to wake up again and be able to just be like, you know what, I was promised something when I got into this industry, and I want it, right? I want it. And this is the way you're going to get it, okay? This is the way you're going to get it. Because no matter what company you're in, this system will help you accomplish your goals, okay? If you implement what the system and tools provide for you, okay? It's very simple, very easy. You just got to go through the process, follow the whole process through, and you're going to be able to understand the power of what I'm talking about, the power of systems, okay? And how all this stuff, because imagine yourself being able to separate yourself now from whatever you're doing, right? And not having to do all these things, because the talking to total strangers, the home meetings, hotel meetings, the three-way calls, all that can be systematized, and you only have to do it once, and then all of a sudden it works for you over and over, over and over, over and over, and it pays you more money, and all of a sudden you fulfill your promise, and you can fulfill the promise you gave your family of being able to be there for them, right? Because that's the most important promise. See, I didn't care about the promise that, I mean, I cared, but, it was like the promise that the industry gave me, but my care came from that this broken promise from the industry had to do with me breaking my promise to my family of being there, right? I sold my restaurant to get away from that. And then I fell into it again for a little bit of while, doing these old tactics, because that's what I thought. I didn't know better. I didn't have the education you're going to discover in that system, right? I didn't have all that stuff. So I started to do these old techniques because that's what I heard, right? That's what I thought it, because that's what people hear, right? So I was like, okay, well, that's what they're doing, I'm going to do it too. And all of a sudden I found myself breaking promises to my family that I didn't want to break. And what I want you to do is start to fulfill those promises. I want you to come, just, fulfill all the promises that you made your family, because that's what the system's going to do. So what I want you to do right now is actually, there's going to be a link in the description or right on the bottom of this video that I want you to click right now, okay? Go over there and just follow through, go all the way through, all the way through the videos, everything, just go there. It's free of charge, right? For a limited time. So just go ahead and there, check it out. And, then, get in contact with me, and we'll get together and we'll talk about what you learned and how we can really implement this into your network marketing company, okay? Because to be honest, in my belief, and this is my true belief, is that this is your last chance of success. This is your last chance of freedom, being able to grab this system and implement it into your life, implement it into your business, because this is something that nobody else is teaching, and because everybody else is still with those things. And if you can get ahead of the competition, then you will succeed, all right? But you got to do exactly what the system, you got to be committed to what the system tells you to do, okay? If you're not committed, it's not going to do anything for you. If you miss a couple of steps, it's not going to do it for you, all right? And it's not hard. It's just following the steps, okay? It's a system, all right? Just like McDonald's. Right? That's why McDonald's can be run by 13-year-olds, and 16-year-olds, or whatever the age of working can be, right? It's being run by these youngins, right? Who are still in high school, and it's multi-million dollars, right? Why? Because it's a system. It's a system, right? If you change the system or try to not listen to the system, it breaks down because of the human aspect. Let the system work for you to fulfill your promises to you and your family, all right? Because you owe it to your family to be able to, succeed, which you will if you follow the system. So go ahead and click on the link right now and follow the system. With that, my friend, my name is Nestor Ninome from the MakeMoneyFromHomeThat.com, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.